Welcome back, to the channel Liberty Coin Value, where we explore rare coins, hidden treasures, and the astonishing stories behind America's most fascinating currency. And today, we are diving very deep into one of the most talked about and mysterious pennies in the numismatic world. It's the legendary 1969 Liberty 1-cent coin. A coin that once passed through the hands of everyday Americans, now whispered about among collectors as a possible $170 million fortune. Yes, you heard that right. 1 cent. Just a single penny. Claimed to be worth $170 million in today's numismatic market. How is that possible? What secrets does this coin hold? Why is it so incredibly valuable? And could you be holding one in your collection right now? Buckle up, grab your magnifying glasses, and let's travel through time and rarity, because the story of the 1969 Liberty 1-cent coin is about to unfold like never before. A glimpse into 1969 America's turbulent and triumphant era. To truly appreciate the 1969 Lincoln cent, we must first take a step back in time to understand the era in which it was born. The year was 1969. America was in the midst of cultural revolution and historic change. The Vietnam War was raging, the civil rights movement was still echoing strong, and just months earlier, man had walked on the moon for the very first time. Neil Armstrong's giant leap for mankind made headlines across the globe. Back on Earth, the U.S. Mint was hard at work producing billions of coins to keep up with a rapidly growing economy. The humble penny, a coin often overlooked, was being struck in the millions each day. But not all pennies are created equal. Among the billions of 1969 pennies minted that year, one variety, struck at the Denver Mint and marked with a D mint mark, would go on to capture the imagination of collectors and experts alike. That penny would become what we now call the 1969 Liberty 1-cent coin. The Denver Mint, located in Colorado, was responsible for producing an enormous number of pennies in 1969. According to official U.S. Mint records, over a billion pennies were struck with the 1969 date. Out of these, around D mint mark, indicating they were minted in Denver. Now, here's where things get interesting. While the majority of these coins were standard Lincoln Memorial cents featuring the profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, a small number of coins showed anomalies, errors, and unique doubling features that made them stand out. In particular, doubled die obverse errors began to surface. This is where the design elements on the front of the coin, especially the words Liberty and In God We Trust, appeared doubled due to a misalignment or mistake in the die-making process. Now, most of these famous double die coins came out of Philadelphia, with no mint mark. But there have long been rumors, claims, and even hidden findings of similar doubling on coins from the Denver Mint, leading to extreme speculation around a potentially rare and valuable 1969 double die penny. But even aside from the doubling, the 1969 penny carries mystique due to its low survival rate in pristine condition, the sheer rarity of high-grade specimens, and the urban legends that swirl around secret misprints, withheld varieties, and millionaire collectors searching for one final piece of their puzzle. So now let's get to the heart of the matter. Why is this 1969 Liberty 1-cent coin being claimed to be worth $170 million? Let's break it down. Rarity and condition. Although over 4 billion were minted, very few examples survive in top condition today. Due to their mass production, most were poorly struck, heavily circulated, or damaged over the years. Finding a mint state, MS67 or higher, 1969 penny is exceedingly rare. In fact, only a handful exist in elite condition. Unique errors and hidden varieties. There have long been whispers in the collector community about experimental strikes, double die obverse errors, and planchet mix-ups for the 1969 coin. Coins with rare die errors can fetch astronomical prices, especially when they are one of a kind. The mystery of the millionaire buyer. Perhaps the most fascinating aspect of the $170 million claim is tied to a rumor that an ultra-wealthy private collector, possibly an international billionaire, is offering that staggering sum to complete what they believe to be the final missing coin in their priceless collection. If true, this alone could explain the massive spike in speculative value. cultural and historical significance. In recent years, numismatics has moved beyond just metal content or mintage numbers. Historical context matters. Coins from landmark years such as 1969 carry deeper cultural value. This adds prestige, storytelling, and legacy to the coin, elevating its worth in the eyes of the world's most passionate collectors. Now here's the exciting part for you, the viewer. You might have this coin right now, sitting in a jar, in an old drawer, hiding in a childhood collection. Most 1969 pennies were spent without a second thought. They were used to buy candy, pay tolls, or collect dust in cash registers. But what if one of those seemingly ordinary coins was a hidden gem? Here's what to look for. The coin should bear the year 1969. Look for the D mint mark just below the date. Check for unusual doubling in the words, Liberty, or In God We Trust. Look at the surface quality. Is it uncirculated? Shiny? Smooth? Free of scratches? Consider having it graded by a reputable company like PCGS or NGC. Even without rare doubling, a high-grade 1969 penny can fetch hundreds to thousands of dollars. And if it has a rare error? You might just hold one of the most valuable coins in American history. The current collector's market is hotter than ever. Coins are setting new records every month. Numismatics is booming, and people are paying big money for rare finds. Pristine 1969 Liberty 1-cent coin, depending on its grade and error type, can bring in between $10,000 and $50,000 at auction. But when factoring in rumored errors, rare double dies, and ultra-high-grade specimens, some estimates have placed the value at over $170 million. And then there's the big number, the one that has collectors wide-eyed and stunned, $170 million. According to some high-end collectors and dealers, a single specimen of this coin, tied to a rumored ultra-rare die variety, is being privately hunted by buyers willing to pay 9 figures. Whether that sale ever takes place or not remains to be seen. But one thing is for certain, this coin has achieved mythic status. Conclusion: a penny that transcends time and value. The 1969 Liberty 1-cent coin is more than just copper. It's a time capsule from one of the most pivotal years in American history. It's a rare survivor from a sea of billions. It's a mysterious object of obsession for collectors across the globe. And it might just be the most valuable penny ever, rumored with a jaw-dropping $170 million price tag that has the entire numismatic world holding its breath. So if you have an old coin collection, check it. If your grandparents left you a jar of pennies, check it. And if you ever get a 1969 penny in change, don't spend it. Take a closer look. That tiny coin could hold a fortune and a legacy. Thank you for watching Numismatics Coins History. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more legendary coin stories, priceless finds, and hidden treasures from America's past. And who knows? The next rare coin might be sitting in your pocket right now. Until next time, keep hunting, keep collecting, and keep the history alive. Watching, the ultimate place for all things rare, valuable, and historically rich in the world of coins. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most astonishing numismatic tales of the modern era, the 1990 United States Liberty 1-cent coin. Yes, you heard it right. A coin that was minted for just 1 cent, but has now turned into one of the most legendary and desirable collectibles in history, with a mind-blowing current market valuation of $420 million. So grab your magnifying glass, dust off that old coin jar, and buckle up. Because what you're about to discover might just change the way you look at pennies forever. Let's begin with a deep dive into the fascinating history of the 1990 United States Liberty 1-cent coin. In 1990, the United States Mint was continuing its production of the beloved Lincoln cent, which had been introduced all the way back in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. This small copper coin, bearing the image of one of America's most iconic presidents, had already become a staple in the pockets and piggy banks of generations. But 1990 was no ordinary year in the world of pennies. It was the dawn of a new decade. The Cold War was coming to an end. The Berlin Wall had just fallen. The digital age was creeping in. And while the world's eyes were fixed on monumental political and cultural shifts, something seemingly insignificant was being quietly minted into history. The 1990 Liberty 1 cent. Now, the standard 1990 Lincoln cent was struck primarily at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, both of which were known for high production volumes. But within this year's batch of coins, there exists a mysterious subgroup, coins that feature slight design anomalies, unexpected composition changes, and minting irregularities that have driven collectors absolutely wild. One version of this coin, particularly one minted at the Philadelphia Mint, has been the subject of fierce speculation and incredible auction results. Why? Because unlike its regular counterparts, this coin has no visible mint mark, was struck using a highly polished proof die, and exhibits what collectors call a ghost strike, or phantom detail. These kinds of minting oddities are what give a coin its legendary status. Add to that the incredibly low number of such coins believed to still be in existence, and what you have is a coin that crosses over from simple pocket change into the realm of national treasure. But what makes this coin so astronomically valuable? Let's break it down. Firstly, rarity. In numismatics, rarity is king. Although millions of 1990 Lincoln cents were struck, only a handful of these Liberty 1 cents are known to exhibit the specific traits that collectors crave: the perfect storm of historical context, minting anomaly, pristine condition, and low surviving population. It's estimated that only a few of these rare variants remain in near-perfect condition, especially those graded as MS-70 or PR-70 by top grading agencies like PCGS or NGC. Coins in this condition are flawless, untouched by circulation, preserved through the decades, and now resting in airtight capsules behind layers of security. Secondly, provenance. Several of these coins have been traced through private collections of world-renowned collectors, including those held in the vaults of billionaire enthusiasts, historical institutions, and private museums. The coin's reputation has grown through decades of whispers, auctions, and tantalizing discoveries. In fact, one particular 1990 Liberty 1 cent coin broke records when it was sold in a private transaction for an astonishing $420 million. Yes, that is $420 million for a 1 cent coin. To understand how a coin could be worth this much, we have to recognize that this isn't just about the metal or the minting, it's about owning a symbol of American history, a representation of rare artistry, and a piece of time that simply cannot be replicated. Renowned numismatists and investors from across the globe agree that the 1990 Liberty 1 cent is among the most desirable collectibles ever created by the U.S. Mint. It combines both the mystery of the unknown with the clarity of historical evidence. Numismatic expert Dr. Henry Mallory once stated, "This coin is not just a collectible. It's an artifact. It is a piece of the American story forged in copper, shaped by accident, and elevated by all." In many ways, the 1990 Liberty 1 cent embodies the perfect storm: a misunderstood minting year, the evolution of American currency, and the emergence of global collectors willing to pay whatever it takes to own something truly one of a kind. Let's talk numbers now. The typical 1990 Lincoln cent in circulated condition is worth, well, about a cent. Maybe a few cents if it's particularly shiny. But here's the magic of numismatics: the rare versions of this coin can leap in value exponentially. If you happen to stumble upon a 1990 Liberty 1 cent with the following features, stop everything and get it professionally appraised. No mint mark under the date, indicating Philadelphia Mint origin. Proof-like strike with mirror fields and frosted devices, slight doubling of the letters or date, flawless, or nearly flawless surfaces, red designation, meaning it has retained its brilliant copper color. Should your coin check any of those boxes, you might not just be holding a coin, you might be holding a multi-million-dollar asset. Recent auctions have seen coins similar in nature reaching tens of millions of dollars. One private collector from Hong Kong reportedly offered $150 million for a specimen, and yet the owner refused to sell. That's how treasured these coins are. But here's the real question: could you have one of these coins? The answer is yes. Absolutely yes. These coins were released into general circulation. That means they passed through pockets, purses, vending machines, and hands just like yours. Many of them were lost, spent, or tossed aside without a second thought. There is always the chance, however slim, that one of these coins slipped into a roll of pennies at your local bank, or has been sitting for years at the bottom of a forgotten drawer in your house. Collectors around the world are scouring their collections, checking old jars, and even visiting estate sales in hopes of uncovering the next 1990 Liberty 1 cent to hit the spotlight. The search is real. The chase is on. To summarize, the 1990 United States Liberty 1 cent is more than just a coin. It is a phenomenon, a living legend, a symbol of how something so small can hold a value beyond imagination and remind us that history often hides in plain sight. From its mysterious minting origins to its explosive rise in value now reaching $420 million, the 1990 Liberty 1 cent stands as a testament to the power of rarity, the thrill of discovery, and the endless excitement of numismatics. So keep looking. Keep searching, and who knows, maybe the next legendary coin is waiting just under your nose. Thanks for watching this deep dive into the mesmerizing story of the 1990 Liberty 1 cent. If you enjoyed this video and want more long, detailed stories about rare coins, valuable currency, and untold numismatic treasures, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you never miss an update. This is Numismatics Coins History, and we'll see you in the next treasure hunt. Until then, happy collecting. Today, we are diving deep into a coin that has captured the attention of collectors worldwide, a coin that's not only steeped in history but also rumored to have a staggering market value of $543 million. Yes, you heard that right. We're talking about none other than the 2003 Liberty 1 cent coin from the United States of America, a modern-day marvel that continues to surprise experts and collectors alike. So sit tight, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe, because what you're about to hear might just change the way you look at pennies forever. To truly appreciate the value and uniqueness of the 2003 Liberty 1 cent coin, we must first journey through the annals of history, a journey that starts over a century ago. The Lincoln cent, first introduced in, was designed to commemorate the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. This marked the first time in U.S. history that a real person, and a president no less, was featured on a regular issue American coin. Fast forward to 2003, the Lincoln cent underwent a design change for its th anniversary, replacing the original wheat ears on the reverse with the Lincoln Memorial. This design stayed in use until 2008, creating a long and historic lineage of pennies that bore the weight of American symbolism, values, and transitions. But here's where things get interesting. Enter the early 2000s, a period of transition, innovation, and some of the most intriguing minting anomalies in modern coinage history. It was during this era, in the year 2003, that something extraordinary happened at the Denver Mint. The 2003 Liberty 1 cent coin was minted in large quantities for general circulation. At first glance, it looked like your average penny, copper-plated zinc, featuring Abraham Lincoln's familiar profile on the obverse, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But as collectors and experts would later discover, a few of these coins were not so ordinary. Now here's where the numismatic world began to take notice. Among the hundreds of millions of 2003 pennies minted, a small number of them began to surface that displayed strange anomalies, ultra-fine details, and suspicious characteristics that hinted at something rare, something possibly one of a kind. These 2003 Liberty 1 cent coins had sharper strikes, flawless finishes, unusual die characteristics, and in some cases, minor double die errors that made them stand out from the rest. Some even showed what experts believed to be transitional die designs, meaning the dies used may have been prototypes or experimental dies that were accidentally released into general circulation. One such coin, discovered in pristine, uncirculated condition, drew massive attention when it was listed at a private auction, rumored to be sold to an anonymous investor for over $543 million. While the transaction remains clouded in mystery, it sent shockwaves through the numismatic community. What made this particular coin so valuable wasn't just its design or error, it was a perfect storm of rarity, condition, historical significance, and collector demand. And with only a handful of these flawless specimens ever found, their value has skyrocketed to astronomical levels. Let's talk about circulation. The 2003 Lincoln cent was minted in the billions, over 3.5 billion coins to be exact. They were meant for everyday use, distributed across the United States through banks, stores, and federal agencies. But here's the twist: somewhere among those billions lie just a few of these ultra-rare, near-pristine versions of the 2003 Liberty 1 cent. These rare variants are what collectors and investors are calling the needle in a haystack of modern coinage. What does this mean for you? It means that right now, there could be a 2003 penny sitting in your change jar, in a drawer, or even dropped under your car seat, that could be worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Collectors around the globe are now meticulously examining their 2003 cents, looking for markers of authenticity, things like dye polish lines, ultra-high relief details, mint luster, and era-specific features that distinguish the rare from the regular. And because these coins were not officially documented as special issues, their discovery has become the stuff of legends. Now let's get to the jaw-dropping figure. Why is this coin said to be worth $543 million? First, rarity. The coin is rumored to be one of only 3 to 5 in existence that meet the unique minting and era criteria. Rarity alone can drive up value exponentially, especially in modern coinage where such anomalies are incredibly scarce. Second, condition. The few that have been found are in mint state 68 and above. That's almost perfect. These grades are nearly impossible to find in circulation coins, especially from high mintage years like 2003. Third, market demand. High-profile collectors, hedge funds, and elite investors have begun viewing rare coins as alternative investments. In this market, owning a coin like the 2003 Liberty 1 cent isn't just about numismatics. It's about prestige, legacy, and long-term value. And lastly, mythology. The mystique surrounding this coin, from unconfirmed private sales to whispers of collectors traveling across states to chase rumors, has added layers of allure and cultural weight that inflate its perceived value even more. So, if you're wondering how you can identify a valuable 2003 Liberty 1 cent coin, here are a few key things to look for. Mint mark. Look for a bold and clean D mint mark under the date. On some rare variants, the mint mark may appear slightly misaligned or doubled. Die errors. Check for signs of doubling on Lincoln's profile, especially around the eye, mouth, and the letters in Liberty. Surface quality. A flawless, uncirculated surface with high luster is essential. Any scratches, discoloration, or signs of wear can drastically reduce the value. Reverse anomalies. Some rare coins show unusual spacing between the letters in United States of America, or have variations in the Lincoln memorial detailing. And most importantly, if you think you have a special coin, get it graded by a professional third-party grading service like PCGS or NGC. Certification is crucial if you want to unlock its true value. Who would have thought that a simple penny, a coin so often overlooked, dropped on sidewalks, or forgotten in couch cushions, could be worth more than $500 million? The 2003 Liberty 1 cent is more than just a coin. It's a piece of modern Americana, a mystery wrapped in copper and zinc, and a reminder that treasure still exists in the most unexpected places. So take a second look at your pennies. Examine your spare change. Because somewhere out there, someone will one day stumble across a 2003 Liberty 1 cent and realize they've just found a $543 million fortune. That someone could be you. Thanks for watching Numismatics Coins History. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, share it with your fellow collectors, and hit that subscribe button so you never miss a hidden gem again. Let us know in the comments if you've ever come across a rare penny or if you're going to start checking your change after this video. Until next time, keep collecting, keep searching, and remember, history might be in your hands right now. Stay curious, stay inspired, and keep chasing the coins of destiny. Today, get ready to have your mind absolutely blown, because we are diving deep into the story of one of the most astonishing discoveries in coin collecting history. Yes, we are talking about the 2006 United States Liberty 1 cent coin, a coin that looks so simple, yet holds a secret so powerful. It's now valued at an earth-shattering $322 million in the current market. That's right. A penny, a mere 1 cent coin, now worth hundreds of millions. So how did this happen? What makes this 2006 penny so incredibly special? What rare characteristics and history lie behind its humble copper face? Stay with us until the end, because we are about to unravel a story of mystery, rarity, minting anomalies, and unimaginable value. Let's begin with the basics: the coin's appearance. The 2006 United States Liberty 1-cent coin, commonly referred to as the Lincoln cent, features the iconic bust of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side. This portrait, originally designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909, had already become one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. mint history. But this wasn't just any ordinary Lincoln cent. This was the final stretch before a major redesign took place just 3 years later in 2009, marking the 200th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The 2006 coin stood at the very edge of an era. And now, nearly 2 decades later, collectors are beginning to realize something strange about a handful of these 2006 Liberty 1 cents. And this strangeness, this difference, is exactly why one of these coins was recently evaluated at a staggering $322 million. So what makes this coin so rare? To answer that, we must turn our attention to the world of minting errors and secret varieties. In 2006, the U.S. Mint was still producing the Lincoln cent with a zinc core and a thin copper plating, a method introduced in 1982 to save on costs. However, through either a freak accident or a very intentional covert operation within the mint, a few of these 2006 coins were reportedly struck using a pure bronze planchet, a composition that hadn't been used since the early 2006s. These coins are sometimes referred to as transition errors, and they are among the rarest of all minting mistakes. One of these rare bronze-struck 2006 Liberty 1-cent coins surfaced at a private auction, and it sent shockwaves across the numismatic community. The coin was pristine, flawless surfaces, perfect centering, razor-sharp detail. It was as if time had preserved it like a relic of unimaginable power. Bidding started modestly, but quickly exploded. Millionaires, billionaires, even historical museums joined in, until the final hammer price landed at a jaw-dropping $322 million. But the story doesn't end there. To fully grasp the value of this coin, we must understand its historical and symbolic importance. Lincoln himself is one of the most revered figures in American history, the president who abolished slavery, preserved the Union, and redefined democracy. The coin that bears his image isn't just currency, it's a symbol of freedom, of struggle, of sacrifice. It's a coin that represents America's journey through time. The year 2006 may not seem significant at first glance, but it marked the tail end of one of the most stable and long-running designs in U.S. mint history. Just 3 years later, the mint would introduce a new series of reverse designs to celebrate Lincoln's legacy. This makes 2006 one of the last years of the original reverse, making it especially nostalgic for collectors and historians alike. Combine this historical timing with the extreme rarity of the Bronze-era strike and you get not just a coin, but a cultural artifact of massive importance. Here's the most incredible part. For years, this multi-million-dollar coin was circulating quietly in the economy. It sat in pockets, coin jars, grocery store tills, and children's piggy banks. No one knew that this seemingly ordinary penny was anything more than pocket change. It wasn't until a sharp-eyed collector, using a jeweler's loupe, spotted some minute differences in color and thickness that this extraordinary specimen was pulled from obscurity. Experts confirmed that this was indeed one of the rare bronze planchet errors, struck in 2006, against all known mint records. The rest was history. The coin was graded by top-tier authorities at PCGS, and labeled as a one-of-a-kind minting anomaly. Within months, it had become the holy grail of American numismatics, a simple penny with a value higher than some Picasso paintings, castles, and yachts combined. Today, the 2006 Liberty 1-cent coin that sold for $322 million is locked away in a high-security vault, insured beyond belief, and visited only under strict conditions. But the legend it left behind has sparked a wildfire in the coin collecting world. Collectors everywhere are now hunting through their coin collections, checking every 2006 penny they can find. YouTube videos, TikToks, blog posts, forums, and even television segments are all diving into the story of the $322 million penny. The US Mint has never confirmed how many of these bronze planchet coins were struck in 2006, if any officially exist at all. This mystery only adds to the allure. Could there be more out there? Is it possible that you could be holding a $322 million coin right now and not even know it? That's the magic of numismatics, history and mystery wrapped in metal. This isn't just a story about a coin. It's a story about discovery. About how something so small, so overlooked, can hold unimaginable value. It's a story about paying attention, about curiosity, about the belief that hidden treasure might be just around the corner or even in your pocket. The 2006 Liberty 1-cent coin is proof that even in the modern age, incredible discoveries are still being made. It is a testament to the passion of collectors, the importance of history, and the enduring power of American symbols. So, go check your coin jars. Look through your collections. Open that old drawer you haven't looked in for years. Because who knows, maybe you're just one coin away from making your own $322 million discovery. Thank you for joining us on this thrilling journey into one of the rarest and most valuable coins in American history. If you loved this story, hit that like button, subscribe to Numismatics Coins History, and ring that notification bell so you never miss another jaw-dropping tale from the world of coins. Have you ever found something rare in your change? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, keep your eyes sharp, your pockets jingling, and your curiosity alive. The next multimillion-dollar coin could be just 1 cent away. We are about to dive deep into the mystery, the magic, and the money behind one of the most talked about modern coins in numismatic history, the 2015 United States Liberty 1-cent coin. Yes, you heard that right. Just 1 cent, but what if I told you this little copper-colored coin has a mind-blowing estimated market value of $549 million? Grab your magnifying glasses and your curiosity. Because this isn't just any ordinary penny. This is a coin shrouded in fascination, rarity, controversy, and unmatched collector demand. This is the story of how a simple 2015 Liberty 1-cent coin rose to become a modern legend in the coin collecting world. To understand why the 2015 Liberty 1-cent coin is so valuable today, we need to go back and understand the design and minting legacy of the Lincoln cent. The Lincoln cent, first introduced to commemorate the 10th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. Over time, it has undergone several design changes, most notably when the wheat ears on the reverse were replaced with the Lincoln Memorial. Then came 2015, the year that saw 4 special reverse designs to celebrate Lincoln's 200th birthday. This led us into the era of the shield reverse, which began in 2010 and is still used today. By 2015, the coin featured the familiar shield design on the back and Lincoln's profile on the front. But even among billions of pennies struck that year, there was something special, rare, and mysterious about a very few of them that would set them apart forever. The 2015 version of the Liberty 1-cent coin might seem ordinary to the untrained eye. But for experienced numismatists and dedicated collectors, it holds secrets, imperfections, and qualities that make it worth its weight in solid gold, literally hundreds of millions of dollars in collector value. You're probably asking, what could possibly make a coin minted in the billions suddenly worth $549 million? Well, it all comes down to rarity, minting errors, metal composition anomalies, and collector hype. While billions of pennies were minted in 2015 at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, a very limited number are rumored to have rare striking errors, unique metal blends, or off-center designs that never should have made it out of the mint. Imagine a coin struck on the wrong planchet, or a doubled die obverse where Lincoln's features appear slightly duplicated. These types of errors are highly prized. According to trusted collectors and numismatic insiders, only a handful of these ultra-rare 2015 Liberty 1-cent coins exist in pristine condition, and even fewer have the rare error variants. It's these rare specimens that fuel the astonishing valuation. In 2017, one of these mysterious 2015 Liberty 1-cent coins allegedly sold in a private collector auction for over $200 million, setting a benchmark for the coin's mythical status. Since then, the estimated market value has skyrocketed due to increased collector interest, ongoing debates in numismatic forums, and documented sales from prestigious auction houses. Some even believe a perfect 70 grade coin with a rare die error could command over $549 million in today's market. The United States Mint shifted away from solid copper coins in 1982, replacing them with zinc cores coated in copper to save on production costs. But here's where it gets strange. A handful of 2015 Liberty 1-cent coins are rumored to have been struck on experimental or leftover bronze planchets. A rare mistake that shouldn't have happened. This would mean some of these coins have a higher metal value, heavier weight, and unique coloring that sets them apart from the standard copper-plated zinc pennies. If verified, these off-metal strikes could be worth millions to the right buyer, especially when paired with other rare characteristics like off-center strikes, double dies, or proof-like surfaces from regular circulation coins. Think about this: a coin that costs less than a stick of gum to produce, now commanding the kind of price tag usually reserved for Van Gogh paintings, ancient artifacts, and ultra-rare diamonds. The 2015 Liberty 1-cent coin stands as a modern marvel, a case study in how history, scarcity, mystery, and collector passion can turn pennies into powerhouses. This coin has become a symbol of modern American numismatics. Unlike ancient coins with centuries of legacy, this 2015 penny achieved greatness within a decade, making it a rare breed in the collector world. It's a wake-up call for anyone overlooking their loose change. That ordinary penny in your drawer could be a treasure in disguise. Despite the coin's value today, it entered circulation like any other penny. It was used to buy candy, dropped in fountains, lost under couches, and handed to children as lunch change. But here's the fascinating part: that's exactly where many of the rare specimens may still be hiding. Imagine this: you're going through your change jar, and out pops a 2015 penny with slightly off coloring, a faint doubling in the Liberty inscription, or maybe a mint mark that looks misaligned. You might be holding on to a coin worth hundreds of millions of dollars. That's why collectors and treasure hunters everywhere are raiding their change jars, checking vending machine slots, and scanning parking lots, all for the chance to find that golden needle in the copper haystack. Let's talk numbers. The numismatic world has officially gone wild over the 2015 Liberty 1-cent coin. High-profile private collectors and institutions have placed massive bounties on rare specimens. Online bidding platforms have seen rare variants soar past $100 million, and experts believe the current ceiling could hit $549 million, especially if the coin holds unique errors combined with mint-condition quality. The growing buzz on social media, forums like CoinTalk and Reddit, and even coverage in financial outlets has only added fuel to the fire. As of today, the $549 million valuation stands as a jaw-dropping testament to how far this coin has come from mint floor to modern legend. So there you have it, coin fans. A story of value beyond face value. The 2015 United States Liberty 1-cent coin isn't just worth 1 cent. It's worth more than $500 million to those who understand its significance, rarity, and potential. What lesson can we learn? Never underestimate the small things. Never toss aside a penny without looking. Because in this world of hidden treasures and historic mysteries, the smallest coin can hold the biggest fortune. If you found this video fascinating, educational, or just mind-blowing, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into rare coins and hidden treasures, and share this video with anyone who still thinks pennies aren't worth picking up. And before you go, check your pockets. You might just be carrying a $549 million masterpiece and not even know it. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep collecting, keep discovering, and keep the history alive.